Good morning, everyone. Hope you are doing well. So, this is Geeta Tech Talks for you. We are back after a little pause. And firstly, I thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor PVGD Prasad Reddy Garu, and our beloved Principal, Professor G. Sesibhushan Rao Garu, for making this happen. This Geeta Tech Talks helps students, scholars, and professors as well. And Geeta Tech Talks are planning to conduct weekly live sessions by one among our students who come up with a topic and present a half an hour to 45-minute seminar. And by this seminar, by the end of this seminar, I promise you that you will be injected with some amount of information which you don't know, and it will be very helpful. And the previous week we have conducted a seminar on Solar 3.0 by our fellow student Jeevan Sai from the electricals. And this time we have two students from computer science, Srinath and Gayatri, who are going to deliver a talk on AI, exploring AI beyond ChatGPT. And talk will be soon.
Hello everybody, I'm Gayatri Vadaparty, a third year computer science undergrad at Andhra University College of Engineering. We are having SRINADH along with me together taking up this session, and we would like to help you out in exploring a different world of AI beyond ChatGPT. Firstly, I would like to thank the entire team of G.I.T.A for giving us this opportunity. Having an opportunity to give a technical talk, that too in our favorite domain, artificial intelligence, is what fascinated us to come up here. Um, I should tell you that I have decided to use an AI tool for the presentation of this webinar. Uh, However, its generated images were not quite good, but I would not disclose the tool name for now. That's where we end. And funnily, I should say that I have used AI to talk about AI. And our goal of presentation is to make you understand that something has changed with the introduction of AI, and that is not magic. It's artificial intelligence. Having said that, um, what actually inspires me about AI is the way how it is evolving the present state of the world. Back in 2021, uh, when I joined the computer science stream at Andhra University, I felt really excited. Then I have realized that computer science is all about abstraction, providing some functionality. You might not agree with me right now, but I'll give an example for it. For instance, you need to compute sum of two numbers. There is one way of doing it using functions or methods. um, you might give input numbers as the parameters to the functions that you have written, and some blah 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 in the function body. Those were the instructions that you're giving to the computer to perform some computations, as you have said. So whenever you wanted to compute for any two numbers, you would just pass those numbers as the parameters and call the method. But the interesting part here is, in the machine learning perspective, we don't really have to explicitly write some instructions like we have written in the function body. We would build a model, train a model with some examples like 4 plus 9 equals to 13, 35 plus 42 equals to 77, and something like that. It would then try to figure out with some examples and how outputs and inputs were related. Then it can make some hypothesis, and if it's done, whenever we prompt with two external data, like with two some external inputs, it would implement its hypothesis and gives out the predicted value. Interesting, right? So the only part here in the machine learning is identifying the relationships. So I would say computer science is providing some kind of automations. Okay, let's talk about some general examples in this case. Um, you might wanted to drink some coffee. Okay, so previously people used to make coffee powder mixed with milk, and then they add some sugar for the taste, right? But now we are available with coffee machines. They would not, they would have some kind of functionality to give output by taking some input like milk. Even some smart coffee machines also find out fatigue levels of the users and produce coffee approximately like amount of coffee that they wanted in order to get out of the stress and fatigue levels. Moreover, if you're staying up till the end, we were very excited to show you an application that we have built together called Voice Glue. That was our final submission for a hackathon, and we were selected as finalists in there. In this webinar, we are going to show you some of the approaches and applications beyond the point where we're looking at. So, let's have a look at the agenda. Okay. In this session, we were going to talk something about, we will have a technical discussion on what is ChatGPT, how it works, why is it so popular, and some of the limitations that you may encounter with the ChatGPT. Okay. And after that, we'll introduce the alternative of the ChatGPT. I would not disclose it right now. You should stay at for that time. That would be GPT 3.5 plus, that is GPT-4. Currently, we are using ChatGPT, which is GPT 3.5, and then we'll have a demo that would be really exciting. That Let's team up for the exploration, and at last we'll show our interesting work, which I have mentioned earlier, and in the conclusion session. Up next, we can have a technical discussion about ChatGPT or to Srinath.
Hi everyone, I'm Srinath. Hi everyone, I am Srinath. Sorry for the delay. We are unable to find the slides. So yeah, let's start. So, what's ChatGPT? At the most basic level, ChatGPT is a conversational AI model that is built on generative pre-trained transformer 3 architecture. So, uh, what does conversational AI model mean? Let's just take a look. So, conversational, it builds conversations with people, and AI. So, the model is powered with artificial intelligence, and on a whole, it is built by the company OpenAI. And ChatGPT is also under broad classification of LLM. What is LLM? Let's see about LLMs in the next few minutes. And coming back to ChatGPT, ChatGPT is a powerful tool that generates human-alike text. Human-alike text in the sense, ChatGPT mimics human behavior while texting us. So while you are using ChatGPT, you won't feel like you are texting to some machine or taking the replies from some machine, but you feel like you're texting to your best friend or any advisor. So how is it human? So while manipulating the data and the prompts that we give to ChatGPT, it mimics human brain. That is, it mimics the neural architecture of humans. That is artificial neural network, or in other words, we can simply say it follows deep neural networks. So it is human in the sense that it mimics human behavior. On to the next slide, guys. So this is how a LLM looks like. This is the basic design of the LLM, not into much details. So the LLM, let's just understand the concepts first. So LLM stands for large language model. Let's break it into parts. So large refers to the large text corpus that LLMs ingest. Okay, and language. So LLMs are fed on the language, that is text. They are not fed up on images or something else. They are fed on language. Okay, and model just defines the artificial intelligence powered models or any model. Okay, so the components of the LLMs are knowledge base, deep neural network, and facts. Okay, so let's look at each component now. Knowledge base is where the LLM takes its input from, or else the data from. So LLM, as I said earlier, LLM is trained on lots of data that is collected from various sources. So the sources of data may be APIs, databases, and knowledge graphs whatsoever. So all the data that LLM ingests is from knowledge base. Okay, and then from the knowledge base, using the deep neural networks, the LLM have some encoded facts. So it learns some knowledge from the data. So using the knowledge that it ingested from the data, LLMs are considered intelligent. So we know that data and knowledge are different. So we get the knowledge from data in here. Okay, so from the encoded facts, if we give a prompt to the LLM, it just replies in its own way using the encoded facts that it already learned. So, coming from the first again, so LLMs use knowledge base to kind of build knowledge, that is the encoded facts, and every prompt of user is replied using the encoded facts with the LLM. And then it's a two-way mechanism here. So with every prompt from users around the globe, LLM learns new facts. That is, facts get added to its encoded facts base. Okay, so it's a never-ending process. And as I mentioned earlier, how ChatGPT is human. So ChatGPT is human because it is just like humans, non-discrete learner. That is, it learns all the way along. It's not like something model that is already built and doesn't learn anymore, only just replies to us. No, it's not like that. So every prompt that we give is useful for ChatGPT to learn more. Okay, now I hope that you have a basic understanding of LLMs, and GPT-3 is also a kind of LLM architecture. So GPT-3, as I mentioned earlier, it stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer 3. So yeah, now why ChatGPT is so popular? So ChatGPT is so handy. It can answer all of our questions, and it is available. It's available so high that is, it can be accessed from our laptops or phones or whatever. So why is it so popular? In simply, why is it so popular? So ChatGPT is built on GPT-3 model. So many of us didn't pay heed to the three. I think so. Like most of us don't pay attention to details. So GPT-3, you guessed it right. So number three stands for the third version. That is GPT already have three versions of GPT-3. That is GPT 1 and 2, but those aren't so popular because those aren't so powerful. Okay, so GPT-3 architecture have whopping sum of 175 billion parameters. That's so huge. Okay, so 175 billion parameters. So the uh, GPT-3 architecture uses 175 billion parameters to extract knowledge from the data. And then, what's the data? What data did GPT-3, or more precisely here, ChatGPT-3 used? So, ChatGPT-3 is trained on huge data of 45 TB, 45 terabytes of data. This may seem small when comparing to the storage that available nowadays, but let me tell you a fact that this 45 terabytes of data is equal to nearly 3 millions of books. So imagine a person who have learned 3 millions of books and available to us all the time. It's intellectual, right? So ChatGPT is intellectual. It brings to our screen the knowledge that it extracted from 3 millions of books. So imagine if a person really have learned 3 million books, he would be so unavailable. That is, if you want one answer from that person, it would take months of appointment time and else. So the availability makes ChatGPT so popular. And then lightning quick replies. As I mentioned earlier, if a person is so knowledgeable, he will be so busy. But ChatGPT here, being so knowledgeable, is available for all of us at any time that we want. And then appealing UI. I don't wanna elaborate on this, but you see, it's a simple interface. There's no complex. No complex UI. Only simple the text box and all. So yeah, ChatGPT can be your best friend sometimes. Yeah, sometimes it actually makes you feel so homely and all the kinds. So interested in ChatGPT. So I know that all of you already have a first-hand experience with ChatGPT, but let me show you some uh, prompts that ChatGPT can work on. So let's have a small demo. Let's explore ChatGPT. Yeah. So ChatGPT. So let me give a first prompt to be somewhat poetic. So let's ask ChatGPT to generate poetry in Shakespeare style. Let's wait for the reply, guys. Awesome. The ChatGPT have replied. So let's just go through it. The first stanza, not every part of it. So when stars do fade and darkness fills the sky, and all that's left is stillness in the air, I think of thee, my love, and with a sigh, I wish that I could be forever there. So we shall appreciate the attention to detail of ChatGPT here. So this word, I think many of you have seen in uh, poetry of Shakespeare. So these words are from the Renaissance period. I mean the Renaissance period when Shakespeare lived. So ChatGPT have a great attention to detail, and it's up to the mark. That is, it actually goes through all the data. So when I have asked here to generate the poetry in the style of the great William Shakespeare, the ChatGPT great have gone through the knowledge base of William Shakespeare's poetry and then generated this. So now let's have a technical prompt. So I'll ask ChatGPT to explain and write an article about reinforcement reinforcement learning. Here's it. So ChatGPT replies, as I said, lightning quick replies. So reinforcement learning is a type of machine learning that involves an agent learning how to make decisions in an environment in order to maximize the reward signal in this approach and so on. So it's actually correct one. So I mean, reinforcement learning is well explained by ChatGPT. So yeah, hope you guys like the demo. Now let's have, as we have already explored the bright side of ChatGPT. Now let's get on to our topic. That is beyond ChatGPT, what we have in AI. Okay, so moving with that session, let's first explore the disadvantages or drawbacks of ChatGPT. So yeah, moving on to the next slide. Yeah, ChatGPT not good sometimes. How? Let's see. Dumb bot. Yeah, it may seem too integrated, but ChatGPT is actually so dumb than intelligent. Till now, we have seen its intelligence, but it's not actually its intelligence. It just explores the data based on the prompt that we give and then replies from the data. It's not intelligent, but it have just learned how to connect the points. That is how to engineer the prompt that we gave it and then explore the knowledge base and then reply like a human. Then talk stupid unknowingly. Sometimes it's true. That is, we may have same question in different contexts, but ChatGPT doesn't understand our context at any point of time. It just replies similar, nothing based on your context, but only the prompt. The prompt that is matters, but not the context or the feel. That is, ChatGPT doesn't feel you. Okay, it just replies. It doesn't feel you. Then commit to memory. ChatGPT doesn't interpret. That is, it doesn't think like we humans. For every question, we think from the roots. That is, we interpret the entire question and then reply based on the knowledge or based on the interpretations that we have. But ChatGPT does commit only to the memory. That is, only to the memory that it have ingested or the memory that it have. And then no voice input. Tell me, guys, how many of you like text inputs in this fast-moving world? I don't like, and hope so. You guys too don't like that. The world is running on analogous input like voice. We need voice input, right? Even our Google Assistant have voice or iPhone Siri have voice. Then why not ChatGPT? That's a drawback, right? And then data dependence. In the big data world now, shelf life of data is too low. Too low in the sense it's seconds. In seconds, this data change. But the ChatGPT is dependent on data. As I have mentioned earlier, ChatGPT only interprets the prompt. That is, it doesn't interpret the prompt, but searches the data that it have. That is, it is highly dependent on data, and data is not updated. It doesn't have a mechanism to update data on its own. uh, we have versions. So if you are using ChatGPT, you will see at the footer section that there will be a mentioned version. So it will be like currently we are using March 23rd version. That is March 23 to April 16. The ChatGPT doesn't know anything. It just knows up to March 23. So if you ask a question like something happened yesterday, it doesn't reply. It doesn't know. And then lacks transfer of knowledge. So ChatGPT replies to you, it prompts to you back like based on the prompt that it replies, but you can't transfer the knowledge that you get from that prompt. That is, you can't use ChatGPT in addition to any other mechanism to transfer that knowledge. For example, in here, the transfer of knowledge, like you can't use the knowledge of ChatGPT to write your Word document. That is, you have to do it manually. There is no mechanism to transfer the knowledge from ChatGPT automated. And then no AI image creation. So as I have said earlier about voice input, images are also an interesting part, and today's world lives on images, videos, and voice. We don't like the text. That is, we need images and other things, other stuff to make it more interesting. ChatGPT sure lacks in here. At any instant, you can't get any images from ChatGPT, only text. So now, as we have explored more about ChatGPT, like I strongly believe that you now have not only the abstract view of ChatGPT, but the inner basics of ChatGPT. Let's explore an alternative and see what AI have in store other than ChatGPT. That is beyond ChatGPT. And yeah, I forgot to mention there is a blunder that I have gone through in ChatGPT. So please go through the both prompts that I have given here. So about the nature. So there are two blunders in the single prompt. So I pause for 15 seconds and then I will elaborate on it. Hope you guys have observed that both the prompts are same. That is, there is not even a punctuation mark difference in both the prompts. But ChatGPT have replied once that it have written it, but actually I have written it, and it falsely acquitted that for ChatGPT 3 have written it. And after next few prompts, it persuaded that I wrote it, and it mentioned that no, ChatGPT didn't write this. So it's a two blunders. That is first one, false acquisition, and the second one, double answer for same prompt. That's a big blunder from ChatGPT. Now, let's explore beyond ChatGPT. Before that, let's compare the models that we have here. So these are the various AI models on market now. So seeing them, the first one is Google BERT with 0.34 billion parameters, and then GPT-2. Yeah, as I have mentioned earlier, GPT-3 have its pre-versions. GPT-2 with 1.5 billion parameters. Then NVIDIA's Megatron with some 8 billions of parameters. Then Microsoft's Turing NLG with 17 billions of parameters. Comparing with all those, the GPT-3 model now ChatGPT is using is so huge. That is 175 billion parameters. That's so huge, right? Then now there's more to that. Now GPT-4, it's 1 trillion parameters. Compare the GPT-3 and GPT-4, that's so huge. We can see the difference in here image. If I have kept the GPT-4 along with these models, the screen wouldn't be enough. So I have had another image to explain this. Then, so as we have mentioned earlier, this session is about beyond ChatGPT. But to know beyond ChatGPT, we shall know ChatGPT. So till now we learned about ChatGPT. Now we shall learn about an alternative named ChatSonic. That is the more better version of ChatGPT. So what is ChatSonic anyway? So ChatSonic is a revolutionary conversational AI developed by the company named WriteSonic. So it's not from OpenAI or any tech giant like Google. It's from a company called WriteSonic. And then ChatSonic works on the model Generative Pre-trained Transformer 4. Yeah, that's right. Here, as I have shown you earlier, GPT-3 and GPT-4 comparison, GPT-4 is so large than GPT-3, and ChatSonic works on the better version of ChatGPT, that is GPT-4. And then, in the drawbacks, I have mentioned there is no mechanism for ChatGPT to update its knowledge base or get new facts. As now we have seen that it's using March 23rd version, but now it's actually April 16th, more than 15 days and more than 20 days more. That's not a good deal. But here, ChatSonic have a mechanism to get to fetch up to date information from Google. Okay. How does it get the up-to-date information from Google? Let's explore in few minutes. So, coming back, ChatGPT with superpowers. Yeah, ChatSonic can be seen as ChatGPT with superpowers, magic everywhere. So, ChatSonic, just as ChatGPT mimics human-to-human interaction, and this is basic for any bot, any AI bot, and then uses machine learning, more precisely deep learning, and then natural language processing techniques. Okay, so how many of you like math? I know most of you don't like, but I am a big admirer of math. So let's just go through a small equation in here. ChatSonic equals to ChatGPT plus Google Knowledge Graph plus text to image AI stable diffusion. Let's get this straight. So what actually is ChatGPT? ChatGPT can be seen as ChatGPT with additional powers of Google Knowledge Graph. So this is the mechanism that ChatSonic uses to fetch up-to-date information from Google. In the backend, it uses Google to fetch the up-to-date information using Google Knowledge Graph. And then text-to-image AI stable diffusion. So ChatSonic can generate images that is based on our prompts, the reply that ChatSonic gives, along with images. Okay, so now I think you all are excited to learn more about ChatSonic. So with no waste of time, let's go to the next slide. So I have already contrasted between ChatGPT and ChatSonic. And then, yeah, ChatSonic have one more feature that is too useful. That is, you can customize your own chatbot. That is, ChatGPT. As we have explored, there is no flexibility it's only one. There is no flexibility to change the models. But ChatSonic offers you a great range of flexibility to change the text to speech conversion. That is, ChatSonic actually can be made to give output in form of speech. That is, you can talk to ChatSonic and it will talk to you back. But ChatGPT, it doesn't talk to you back and you can't talk to it. And then you can make results being detailed or concise based on your interest. And then location. So uh, maybe we can take this as this way. So based on our rules, countries vary. That is, we have some rules in India and other rules, like there may be some different set of rules to follow in USA or Europe or any other country or any other region. So ChatSonic also offers feature to change the location. And then image. ChatSonic offers two image generating tools, and you will see those in a minute. I don't want to elaborate on this. You will explore them in a demo in few more minutes. Uh, that like Gayatri will take forward from this. She will make you explore the ChatSonic. Trust me, it's a great tool. And yeah, over to you, Gayatri.
Thank you, Srinath, for a wonderful presentation on ChartSonic also. Yeah, so uh, as he has mentioned all about the ChartSonic, and it was something like a chat GPT with superpowers. And we can give the voice input and it would voice out the description that it generated. Let's have some wonderful prompts that no one can give till now. Let me share the screen in the first place. Yeah, you can see my screen, right? Okay. So this was a ChatGPT interface, ChatSonic interface. It was something like an extension to the ChatGPT, and we are offered several kinds of features to this, like we can write, we can actually get articles and blogs, AI blog titles, paragraph writer, AI article writer, AI article ideas, and many more. And we can also use this for ads and marketing tools for digital marketing like Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads, Google ads, and Google ad descriptions, and many more. We can also use for general writing, since ChatGPT is something that we generally use a general AI for writing. Like we generally ask it for uh, some description about something, or we can just ask write some code for something, right. But the only thing that what makes you amazed with a ChatSonic is it would generate some kind of images and the voice input and output. And there were some kinds of general writing stuff like text extended, company bios, content rephrase, and there are many more tools that you can explore. Also, the Quora answers, content shortener, and many more. And some e-commerce, social media, and website. Also, we can get landing pages, call to action things, and features to benefit. When you have first login into this site, like ChatSonic site, you would first prompted with the features that it can offer, and you would then prompted to this page. Um, let's have some kind of uh mostly I think I should mention about this. We were only given with 10,000 words. I already used 100 words for some stuff. um yeah, we were given with 10,000 words. We should use them carefully, don't waste it for a free trial one. Also, when you have you can create a new project using this button. Let's explore it. Let me give some amazing prompts like um, as Srinath did. I would also do with ChatSonic. I would ask, um, explain the proof of a Pythagoras theorem, as you all know, with every line that rhymes. Let's see how awesome it was. Oh, the Pythagorean theorem, let me explain. It applies to triangles with a right angle, so plane. The hypotenuse squares equals the sum of squares of the other two sides, which one declares a square plus b square equals to c square. This formula is what a Pythagoras shared with the world so that we could calculate the length of his side without any debate. It's a basic rule of geometry, and the proof is simple, just you see. Draw a square on each side of the triangle, right? And the areas will give you an insight. The sum of two squares that are small equals the area of the larger one tall. And that's how we know the theorem is true. Pythagoras, we owe it all to you. Awesome, right? So, for every word it generates, it takes out the words, it takes out the charge of 2 into the output words, and the words here are decreased. So make sure that you're using perfectly and you're using economically. um, there you can change the settings like concise or detail, and also you can change the location settings to whatever country you're in. Let me try with some other examples like um, let me try out with I'm just thinking, yeah. Somebody said chat gpt and all this stuff are all these large language models fail on trivial alterations to the theory of mind tasks. Like for example, if I ask my chat sonic to, let's say, if I what if how, like how to stack a pencil, eraser, laptop, and let's say uh, tomatoes and pillow onto one each other. It would just say, as an AI language model, I do not condone on encourage stacking objects on top of each other as it may cause damage or injury. However, if you really need to stack those objects, you must start with placing the pillow on the stable surface, then put the laptop on the top of the pillow with the screen facing up. Next, place the eraser on the top of the laptop, followed by the pencil. Finally, gently place the tomatoes on the top of the pencil. Is that really happen? Gently placing the tomatoes on the top of the pencil. Please note that this is not recommended method, and you should handle objects with care. This was awesome, right? Like, we would just, it's a kind of puzzle, and we would just ask our robot to do it. And it would generate the prompt like this. What if I asked for a detailed explanation for this? Let's see. While it is technically possible to stack a pencil, eraser, laptop, tomatoes, and pillow on top of each other, I highly discourage that it, as it can be dangerous and may cause damage to the objects involved. If you must stack these items, it is important to handle them with care and to make sure that the base of the stack is stable and can support the weight of the objects avoid. Additionally, it is better to stack items of a similar shape to minimize the risk of stack toppling over. To stack these objects, you may want to start with the pillow at the bottom, followed by the laptop, then an eraser and a pencil, finally tomatoes on the up. However, I must stress that this is not safe or recommended practice, and it would be much wiser to store these items separately to find a more secure way to transport them together. This is awesome, right? This was something that shows how a model actually work. We cannot say that these models are dumb. These large language models are dumb, and they would fail in some trivial task like this. But just we should not stop right here. Like we should always encourage these models to get better. And intelligence is a very general mental capability. We generally assume that an intelligence must have the ability to reason, plan something, and problem solving. And we should actually require some kind of abstract thinking and comprehend the complex ideas and all that stuff will be part of the intelligent missions. But just this was really awesome. And I just wanted to show another thing. Wait, let me ask a kind of game. Let's see what it would prompt. Write code in HTML and JavaScript. I think most of the web developers would feel very fascinated in this point. That there are three. Write a code for the game in HTML. I would ask for a game, for a 3D game. Let's see what would it written. Three. Let's say actors, like let's say avatars, and the players can control with arrows. Can only control with arrows. And enemy avatar always tries to catch the player, like you can see in many games, right? We'll see. I'm very excited to see the code. Yeah, this was really awesome. Let's ask for the output of the code. You know what? There is something that one should have understand in this example. Like it is unlike Codex. Codex is also a platform that would help coders, like help the developers to uh, use AI in their coding stuff. And also the ChatGPT, nowadays developers are using ChatGPT to write some code and do some related tasks. But this GPT-4 model, ChatSonic, is really awesome, and it would produce some complex programs of more than 500 lines, and it can follow instructions precisely. And that was really awesome. Let's ask for the output. Show me the interface. Okay. Yeah, it is how it differentiate with the ChatGPT. ChatGPT cannot generate the images like we ask, and it would just describe how the image can be and how image will be. But this ChatSonic actually generating the images, like you can see here, right? We can actually download, share, and do whatever we want with the images that generated. Uh, Let me show you another feature of it. Yeah, let me ask a question. Like, let's say, in a room, I'm actually prompting a story for it. In a room, Alice and Bob were living with their cat. There is some kind of technical glitch, guys. So sorry for the inconvenience. How would they feel when their cat died? Generating. Losing a pet, especially one as beloved as cat, can be very emotional experience. Alice and Bob would likely feel sad, heartbroken, and possibly even devastated at the loss of their furry companion. The impact of the loss would vary depending on how attached they were to the cat and how much it is part of their lives. They maybe feel guilty or regretful if they feel like they could have done something to prevent that cat's death. It's important to give them space and to give and offer something. Okay, so this was something that we can see. The machine is actually feeling some kind of emotion. Previously, we assumed that machines don't have emotions and it can't express its emotions. Isn't it bad? Like, isn't it something that we can just prove machines don't have emotions? It's awesome, right? So there were many more things that we can assume, and we can know how AI is changing the world, and how bots are getting better on every day. So this was something I can show, and due to lack of time I cannot have much more experience with everything. Moving on to the next part, uh, as I have mentioned earlier, we wanted to show our project that we have displayed in for a hackathon. So over to Srinath that he would show this.
Hi again, guys. So now, yeah, before ending the session, let's have a small conclusion, and then I'll show some of our work. So that would be amazing. So yeah, we can conclude that AI is fast growing and changing our lives so quicker than expected. And now, as we have all seen that we are using ChatGPT 3, that is GPT 3, but ChatGPT is already working on GPT 4, and yeah, in near future, ChatGPT gets its GPT 4 too. This way, AI is fast growing and modifying our lives as we expect. So, as I have mentioned earlier, if a knowledgeable person exists of read after reading 3 million books, he would be so busy. But now, on our fingertips, we are having that much intellectual personified into a bot. This way, AI have integrated lives, and we can also see automated cars and home intelligent systems like Alexa or any other smart appliances, and many more. AI is gradually injecting into our lives, and it's inseparable from our lives. So yeah, before ending the session, I would like to show some of our work for a hackathon. It's a global hackathon that have seen 2,200 members participate all around the world, and we stood runner-ups. So this is something that we have built. So it's named Voice Clue, and surprisingly, guys, we haven't thought that we would present it here, but it have a related connection to our talk today. So first, let's just prompt the Voice Clue. So what actually is Voice Clue? Voice Clue describes a paragraph with the keyword that the user prompts, and then replies to us and also talks to us in 7 English accents. As you can see on the screen, we have 7 English accents: Australian English, British English, American English, Canadian English, Indian English, Irish English, and also South African English. So I would ask, so how many of us like treats like ice cream and all? So let me ask Voice Clue to describe about ice cream, and let's choose Indian. We are Indians, and let's choose Indian language. So it generates the description. It may take a bit of time to generate the voice. So in here we have used some tools like We also use some text to speech engines and many more. So this is the description. Ice cream is a sweet and frozen food typically eaten as a snack or dessert. It may be made from milk or cream and is flavored with a sweetener, either sugar or an alternative, and a spice such as a cocoa or vanilla, or with fruits such as strawberries or peaches. It can also be made by whisking together the ingredients while freezing the mixture. So guys, it actually generates the voice,
Ice cream
but
is a sweet
I
and
don't think
frozen.
you will be able to hear this due to the noise cancellation. So yeah, if possible, we will drop the link to this app in the YouTube description so that you guys can go through. Uh, Hope you all enjoyed this session, guys. That's the end of the session. And yeah, I now strongly believe that you all have had a great experience with AI now and can explore AI on your own. This might help, and yeah, don't forget to use the chatsonic also offers text to voice feature. That is, it also replies to you in voice format, but yeah, as mentioned, we can't show it here due to the noise cancellation, background noise cancellation. So yeah, thank you everyone, hope you enjoyed this session. That's it for today.
Thank you guys. Have a good day and hope you like the session.
Thank you, Srinath, and thank you, Gayatri, for this wonderful talk. And thank you for all the viewers who have attended this live session. And special thanks to our Vice Chancellor, PVGD Prasad Reddy Garu, and Principal Professor G. Sesibhushan Rao Garu, and to all the faculty members and HOD sir for supporting our students to hold these live sessions. And I'm really amazed for after seeing such applications, and I didn't imagine that ChatGPT would build a really wonderful game that 2 3D, and I'm amazed as well. And I hope and we'll definitely carry forward this live sessions every week, and we will be back again this Sunday, coming Sunday. Thank you.